The Raiders are living through some intense days, and there's no way to sugarcoat it. The offensive line has turned into a nightmare, especially after losing its top anchor to a serious injury. And yet, right in the middle of all that chaos, a veteran stepped up and showed he can still carry this shield with pride. The big question is how long that energy can last, because this team is losing traction and hitting the field already under pressure. Pete Carroll keeps backing his quarterback in public, but the mistakes keep hurting. And at the end of it all comes the toughest reality check. This roster will be forced to reinvent itself one way or another. Stick around, because the last part will shake a lot of fans to their core. But before we break it all down, let me hit you with something real quick. Subscribe to the channel. It's free, costs you nothing, and it helps keep this Raiders conversation rolling strong. Smash that like button too, because that's how YouTube gets this video out to even more fans of the silver and black. And drop your thoughts in the comments, because this space belongs to the entire Raider Nation. The Raiders' offensive line has become a problem too big to ignore. 4 games in, 3 of them filled with brutal pressure, and only against Chicago did the unit finally give the quarterback a little breathing room. That relief didn't last long, because the best player in the group went down with a serious injury and landed on injured reserve. Losing your blindside protector changes everything, and there's no sugarcoating it. This type of setback hits like a ton of bricks in a season already loaded with doubts. To be honest with you, the fans are done with makeshift solutions. Everyone's calling for the obvious fix. Put Jackson Powers-Johnson back at center. Last year when he played there, the running game exploded. The numbers don't lie, but for some reason, Carroll refuses to make the move. It feels like stubbornness, and when time is already running short, that kind of decision makes the nation furious. And here's another thing. Instead of rolling with a veteran who's never convinced anyone, this is the perfect chance to throw rookie Charles Grant into the fire. He'll make mistakes, sure, but he needs real reps to grow. The future of this line depends on guys like him, not placeholders. Raider Nation is demanding bold moves, because wasting games on stopgaps will bury this season. And if the front office wants to go further, there are names out there. Tevin Jenkins, Trevor Penning, even Evan Neal. Each has his flaws, but all 3 could raise the bar right now. Trading a late pick for Neal, for example, would be worth the gamble. The league has proven time and again that offensive lines decide who survives in January. Comment if you agree it's time to act, because Raider Nation's patience is running out. And don't go anywhere, because up next we're talking about the guy who's carrying this defense like no one else. In the middle of all this frustration, one name stands out above the rest, a veteran who's found a whole new gear. Against the Bears, he didn't just dominate, he snagged the first interception of his career. Seeing a pass rusher drop into coverage and steal a ball, that's rare, that's elite. Raider Nation roared like it was a touchdown, because nobody saw that coming. And in that moment you remembered, this guy is the beating heart of the defense. To be honest, it's hard to even put his impact into words. Offenses double him, run away from him, change their entire game plan because of him. And still, he shows up. That's not normal, that's greatness. Even Carroll seemed stunned after the game, talking about how this level of play has been there since the preseason. It looks like he's playing with the anger of someone who had to sit out the end of last year, and every snap feels personal. The reaction was immediate. Even Bears rookie QB Caleb Williams praised him as one of the toughest players he's ever faced. When the opponent tips his cap like that, you know you're watching something special. And that's what leadership looks like. It's not just what he produces, it's how the rest of the team sees him and thinks, if he's giving everything, I better do the same. Here's the raw truth from inside Raider Nation. Without him, this defense would have collapsed already. His consistency gives everyone else space to breathe. Even off the field, his presence inspires teammates and fans alike, and that's rare in today's NFL. He's not just a player anymore, he's a symbol. Drop a comment if you feel the same way, because right now we're seeing one of the best versions of this star. And hold on, because the next part hits even harder. When the whole team starts running out of steam, no individual brilliance can stop the slide. You know that sinking feeling when it seems like a season is slipping away? That's where Vegas is right now. Losing to the Bears wasn't just another L, it was a flashing red warning light. Individual flashes from Genty and Crosby weren't enough, and the scoreboard still says 1-3. That's the kind of record that stings more than any stat sheet. And let's be honest, Raider Nation doesn't do slow starts. Fans are getting fed up fast. Yes, Geno Smith's 3 interceptions were brutal, but the blame doesn't stop there. The O-line, the defense, the coaching staff, everyone had a hand in this. It's like driving a sports car with the parking brake on. This team has the talent, but the gears aren't clicking. The Fox. Team of the Week nod for Ginty brought some pride, sure, but it also exposed the cruel irony. While a rookie shines, the whole squad keeps sinking. And with players like Jacoby Myers already voicing frustration, trade requests could snowball if things don't turn around soon. That's the harsh reality. Raider Nation knows what's coming. Colts and Titans up next, and if they drop both, the season could be done before the halfway mark. Even the most loyal fans, the ones who never stop chanting silver and black, are starting to wonder if this team has the backbone to fight through it. Comment if you feel this season is already teetering on the edge because the margin for error is gone. And don't move, because the next part digs into the most polarizing debate of all, Carroll's decision to keep standing by his quarterback no matter what. And here's where it really gets controversial. Carroll keeps defending Geno Smith no matter how many mistakes pile up. 3 interceptions against Chicago, each one costly, and still the head coach stood at the podium backing him like nothing happened. That split Raider Nation right down the middle. Some fans admire the loyalty, others call it flat-out stubbornness. Honestly, I'm torn. Confidence matters, sure, but ignoring reality has never won championships. To be straight with you, this blind loyalty doesn't sit well with most fans. Geno isn't some rookie learning the ropes. He's bounced around this league for years, and repeating the same errors over and over is unacceptable. Carroll says he's flawless in practice, but come game time, speed and pressure change everything. And fans don't want to hear about practice. They want results on Sunday. From a Raider Nation perspective, this feels like betting the whole season on a loaded roulette wheel. Carroll and Geno go way back from their Seattle days, but Vegas doesn't have time for sentimental ties. It's win or sink, and every week wasted cranks up the pressure on the locker room and the fan base. You can already see the divide in conversations everywhere. Bars, online, even in the stands. Some say sticking with Geno avoids chaos, others scream it's time for a change before the season burns out completely. Even the most measured voices, often led by the women of Raider Nation who keep discussions sharp, are questioning if this loyalty is costing too much. Drop your take in the comments. Is Carroll right to protect Geno, or has that time already passed? Stick around, because the final part breaks down how this roster has to reinvent itself to survive, even without the star power of the league's top contenders. Just when it feels like rock bottom, something reminds us why this team is still alive. The defense, once written off as a weakness, has turned into the most reliable unit on the roster. Patrick Graham doesn't have a lineup full of big names, but he's squeezing everything possible out of this group. Against the Bears, Chargers, even the Commanders, they kept games winnable. It's almost ironic. The unit everyone doubted is the one holding the rope. To be honest, this shows the coaching staff deserves more credit than they get. Moving Max Crosby around, disguising looks, mixing coverages, and it's smart, creative football. Seeing Crosby drop into coverage one snap and rush the passer the next is a nightmare for offenses, and Raider Nation sees it. They're clapping even in losses because effort like this doesn't go unnoticed. But here's the dilemma. If the defense keeps bailing out the offense without help in return, frustration builds. Players grinding every snap eventually look across the locker room and wonder how much longer they can carry the load. That's when leaders like Carroll have to step up and hold the group together. Here's the truth from the stands. What Graham and Crosby are doing is more than stats, it's identity. It's the living echo of just win, baby. And fans feel it too. Women and men alike are calling Crosby the face of this franchise, a symbol of the fight that defines the silver and black. That's legacy. Drop a comment if you agree this defense deserves way more respect, because honestly, if the offense doesn't step up soon, this season will keep being a painful roller coaster. And don't miss the conclusion, because it ties everything together and lays down a bold take that might divide the nation. At the end of the day, the Raiders stand at a crossroads. A broken offensive line, a veteran star carrying the defense, young talent emerging, a head coach doubling down on a shaky quarterback, and a defense holding more than its share. It feels like a puzzle with strong pieces but no glue to hold it together. And I'll say it straight, if that glue doesn't show up soon, 2025 risks turning into just another chapter of frustration. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is Raider Nation space. And remember, just when you think you've seen it all, Vegas always finds a way to surprise.